What if I told you the sleeping giant of English football has finally awoken? A club with a history of heartbreak, passion, and one of the most loyal fan bases in the world. Now suddenly armed with unimaginable wealth and ambition. Newcastle United, the Magpies. Could this be football's next Manchester City story? Or something even bigger? Or does Newcastle United succumb to financial fair play? Welcome to another video of Late Thoughts SBI, where we are going to unearth the story behind Premier League's fallen giant and the remarkable efforts it took to bring them back to glory. Before we begin, it all began way back in 1892, when Newcastle East End and Newcastle West End merged to form Newcastle United. The club's early years were a testament to their dedication and hard work. They won 4 league titles and 6 FA Cups, establishing themselves as a force to be reckoned with. Legends like Jackie Milburn, Malcolm MacDonald, and Alan Shearer graced the hallowed turf of St James Park. The 1950s and 60s were a golden era for the club, a time when St James Park was an absolute fortress. Fast forward to the 1970s and 80s, and the Giants started to slumber. Despite the occasional FA Cup triumph in 1996, the team suffered 2 relegations and a continuous struggle to regain its former glory. Then came the Mike Ashley era, which saw the club stuck in a quagmire of mediocrity. For many Newcastle fans, this period was a painful reminder of the club's lost glory days. All the passion and loyalty in the world couldn't mask the frustration and hopelessness that permeated throughout the stands of St James's Park. With each passing season, the dream of a brighter future seemed to fade. The last major trophy, the 1955 FA Cup, became a relic of the past. For a club this massive, that's a lifetime of waiting. But then came the news that shook the football world. On October 2021, after a protracted battle, Newcastle United was officially taken over by a Saudi-backed consortium led by Amanda Staveley. Overnight, Newcastle's valuation soared from around £300 million to an astonishing £3.5 billion. Suddenly, the Magpies were no longer struggling songbirds. They were a hungry, ravenous wolf, ready to hunt down success. A fanbase starved of success now dreamed of Champions League nights, superstar signings, and coveted silverware. At long last, the sleeping giant was stirring. The parallels between City and Newcastle are uncanny. Both clubs had passionate fan bases, a rich history, and a hunger for success. But they were also both written off by many in the media who believed that their ambitions were unrealistic. In Newcastle's case, they were considered too small and too far away from the Premier League elite to ever compete. But those doubters were soon silenced. Manchester City's transformation has been nothing short of remarkable. Since Sheikh Mansour's takeover in 2008, they've won 5 league titles, 2 FA Cups, 6 League Cups, and the coveted Champions League. The once noisy neighbours of Manchester have become a dominant force in English football, and arguably one of the greatest teams of the modern era. Now, can Newcastle United carve out a similar trajectory? It's not impossible. Football has proven time and again that anything is possible. After a cautious first season, where they secured a respectable 11th place finish, the second season was when the real transformation began. While other rich clubs like Chelsea spent lavishly on big names, Newcastle took a different path. They didn't chase Galacticos. Instead, they focused on building a team of warriors and future stars. Bruno Guimaraes, the midfield maestro. Kieran Trippier, the leader with world-class delivery. Sven Botman, a colossus at the back. Alexander Isak, the prolific goalscorer. These are not just players. They're the backbone of a revolution. But any revolution needs a general, a tactician who can mold these individual talents into a cohesive unit. Enter Eddie Howe, the man who was once written off after his departure from Bournemouth. Howe has proven his mettle. He instilled his attacking philosophy, his pressing high, and his tactical discipline. Under his leadership, Newcastle has metamorphosed into a well-oiled machine, a team that plays with passion, purpose, and precision. And the results? Well, they came quickly, from being 19th on the table to securing a top-4 finish and a Champions League spot in just 2 years. That's more than progress. That is a revolution. Newcastle's story is a beacon of hope for any club striving to make it big. It shows that with the right planning, strategy, and a bit of patience, even the most ambitious dreams can be realized. But what makes Newcastle's journey even more captivating is not just the money. It's the soul of the club. Unlike Manchester City, who spent years building their identity and fan base, Newcastle already has one of the most passionate fan bases in the world. Every weekend, over 52,000 Geordies roar at St. James's Park, creating an atmosphere that's as intimidating as it is electric. The city itself is painted in black and white. It breathes, sleeps, and dreams. Newcastle United. It's this connection that makes Newcastle more than just a football club. It's a community, a family, a heartbeat that resonates through generations. If City created something new, Newcastle are reviving something ancient. A sleeping giant reawakening to reclaim what was once theirs. So the question remains, can Newcastle United become the next Manchester City? Well, the potential is undeniably there. The money is available. The infrastructure is only getting better. The Champions League is back, which will expose them to bigger audiences and greater challenges. But football today is more competitive than ever before. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham, they're all hungry for success. The battle is fierce, and only the relentless will survive. To dominate, Newcastle must go beyond just good signings. They need consistency. They need depth. They need to retain their star players. They need to keep improving. If they can do that, then the sky's the limit. This isn't just about money. It's about unity, passion, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence. It's about taking the club to heights it's never reached before. Newcastle United is more than just a football club. It's a cultural icon, a symbol of hope and resilience, and it's set to reclaim its rightful place among the elite. If they're dedicated fans, the rich backing and the brilliant manager can continue to work in harmony, there's no reason why they can't emerge as a dominant force in English and European football. They're not merely aiming to be the next Manchester City. They're out to blaze their own trail, carving a legacy that echoes through the annals of football history. For Newcastle United, this is more than just a journey. It's a renaissance. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the remarkable journey of Newcastle United. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more such gripping tales. Also, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Newcastle United will live up to their billing and become the next Manchester City? Or do you think they have what it takes to surpass even that feat? Your thoughts matter. Let's discuss. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep supporting. Let's go and check out some other videos from my channel.